and she's been with me for a while. We're going to discuss two books. We're going to talk about, I hope I say her name right, Sadiqa Johnson's book, Keeper of the Lost Children. And we're going to talk about that. And also, we're going to talk about I have the book with me, The Wide Circumference of Love. So we'll talk about those two.
Yeah, that was
Wendy,
good.
and so we're not going to be on too long because I don't want. I had Wendy on for a while, and so this is our book we're reading now, The Silent Wife by Carrie Fisher. So let's get into it, Wendy. You want to tell folks about you and this Raven Avon? I let my daughter. She was over, took a shower, and now she was so like in love with Wendy's the body soap. I wanted to rave about that. We've been doing business with Wendy. She is one of the best Avon reps that we've ever had. And so my daughter bought a galore of stuff and bragged and told me, "Oh, mama, I
Oh,
got you better go get you some." But anyway,
thank
go ahead,
you.
Wendy, the best Avon rep. A lot of things. She don't like blowing whistles on herself, but I will.
Oh,
Go ahead,
well,
Wendy.
yes. I am a Avon representative. I have been for years, and Ellen is one of my faithful customers. And I am an Amazon influencer, Walmart influencer. What's Timu? I have several affiliate links, and
Yes, and she's good.
I have a page called Penny Pinch that makes sense, where I list Amazon products, Walmart, Avon, and all of those links are under my link tree, which is under Penny Pinch that makes sense. Thank you,
All
Ellen.
right. You're welcome. Wendy, you know I couldn't let you go without that. Okay, in Sadiqa's book, you have Ethel Gathers. That's the main person that they talk about who which Sadiqa gave us some history. I'd never heard about this before where you have
Mhm.
black soldiers go over to Germany. They end up getting the girls pregnant and the baby can't come stateside as well as
Mhm.
it's a damaging systemic type thing to the Germans' culture, having these mixed breed or mixed race families. So Ethel
Mhm.
Gathers, she kind of hones in on that. This is back in the 1950s, and in her,
Mhm.
she's a American wife, and she see that happening and they wanted kids and stuff too. So this kind of Wendy remind me of Hannah in the Bible, how she wanted kids. They didn't have kids, and he's
Yes.
okay with her
Yes.
doing that. So there's an
Mhm.
orphanage out there, like we say, that has mixed race, and she wanted to place these people. What did you think about this book, Wendy, and what struck you most in this book?
Well, I really enjoyed the history of the book. It was in the 50s and the 60s, early 50s and 60s. So you'll know we had segregation and all that going on here in the stateside. So um, these soldiers would go over there and mess with the German ladies, which their skin tone is Caucasian, and excuse me, they were free to do whatever they want overseas. The only ones that was giving them slacks were their fellow soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
They were still racist, right? So these men will go over there and have affairs with these young ladies, and they will get pregnant. But they couldn't take them back to the stateside. That would be like, oh, devastating, you know. So some of them wanted to bring their girlfriends that they got pregnant, or even wanted to marry them, but they couldn't bring them back stateside. So Ethel, she was I think she was walking and got turned around and just happened to see these children playing in the yard of this orphanage, which she found out it was an orphanage for biracial kids that the the mother could no longer take care of the kids. So during that time, it was a hard recession or something going on in Germany, and these mothers will give the kids to the orphanage for the nuns to take care of. And so when Ethel went over there, she just had a a heart for these kids. Like, oh my gosh, why are they here? What can we do? So that's how she got involved with the orphanage, and then later on you find out what happens with her
Yeah, and
children.
I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to give any spoilers away,
Yeah.
but you'll see Sophia. Sophia, she's one of the girls, but you'll find something interesting about her name. She's now called Sophia. And Sophia, she go to this privileged, prestigious school, and this is what made me want to throw the book across the room. What they did to Sophia, and I don't want to tell what they did. You guys are going to have to read it for yourself. And I was just so mad. I wanted to throw my book, and I was like, "Wow!" But I'll do give a little slash spoiler where they thought. And I grew up like this too. You probably did, Wendy. I'm from Chicago. You from Jersey, where
Hmm.
white people thought that we had tails. And
Hmm.
they would ask, "Do you have a tail?" And I'm like, "Have a tail?" Because that's what they were taught. They were taught that black people
Hmm.
have tails. And so
Hmm.
I'm like, when I seen that scene, and I don't want to give it away, and you guys are going to have to look in the book, and Sadiqa did a lot about pulling forward this history and everything. And so when we see Sophia Clark, now called Sophia Clark, she goes on a quest of knowing who she, trying to find out who she is, and then
Right.
keep your
Well,
eyes on
wind it back.
Ozzy. Hmm.
Wind it back. Okay. She grew up. Well, we got to tell them she was. Well, she she has a family, right? And she was
Hmm.
more or less like an outcast of the family. She was real, real, real light with red hair.
Yes.
So she always wondered, well, I don't look like any of these people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what I mean, all they said is when I asked question, you don't need to know that, or we're family. So
Exactly.
I, I was adopted, right? Um, I was in foster care from the time I was a baby up until got adopted when I was 14 years old. And you always want to know who I look like. Where did I come from? Who was my parents? Do I have siblings? So this is what happened with Sophia. And when she went off, she was real smart. And then she was awarded a scholarship. But you remember she
Yes.
couldn't her what was her name? The mother. I can't remember her name. If you remember,
Hmm.
let us
Hmm.
know.
My
She
dear,
couldn't
I think she just
remember.
called her my
My
dear.
Yeah, okay. My dear was trying to hold her back from going to
Yes.
this college, and I mean, not a college. It was an academy. It was a
Hmm.
prestige academy, and Sophia got awarded this scholarship to go to the academy because this was the first time they was integrating black people to go, and she was
Hmm.
one of the
Hmm.
ones. So,
Hmm.
okay, that's how she got to that thing. And
Wait,
then
wait,
you
but
can go ahead and say,
before you go ahead, finish that. But before you finish, Eliza Namath, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the story. We're talking about Keeper of Lost Children, and that's by Sadiqa Johnson. I hope I say her name right. So we're going to talk about a second book here. So what we try to do is get together at the end of each book. We are Reading is What We Do book club, as well as IMESP presents. And so we are discussing the book. We try to get in there and discuss the book. But I wanted to say, Wendy, before that, it kept one of the things about back then segregation, it kept them safe to keep them as dumb as they can keep them. And I hate to say
mm-hmm,
that because the more knowledge they know, the more dangerous they were. And I can see
right.
Margie trying to protect her because it's important for you to get an education as well as important to keep your life safe.
And my dear, she was a nurse, so she
Hmm.
had to be, halfway intelligent to become a nurse. You know,
Exactly. But what
yeah. So that's how they.
she didn't really tell him. I was trying to
Okay.
figure out how she was going to get away. How was Sophia going to get away with not having uh
Mm-hmm.
Mardir's signature for her to go to college? And she did everything
Mm-hmm.
behind her back, but they kind of knew what she was doing in a little bit in the end. And so we hear about Ozzy. Now Ozzy, you guys are going to have to look at. He's very interesting. Remember Ozzy? And Ozzy had a
Mm-hmm.
love interest there. And while he was away, he got in some things, and she has a German name, the woman who is Sophia's mother. So it's a lot of things go on. She had a very hateful husband who was treating her really bad. So anything else to add here? What would you give this book a star? What would your rating be for this book?
I would give
And
it a 10. It was a good read because it was a good read. It was a
mm-hmm.
good
You
read,
know we can
and I
only get a
liked.
5, 1 through 5.
Oh, okay, 5. A 5. It was very good. It was history being taught there. You know, when segregation had ended, the white upper rankings, they wanted to continue to hold the black soldiers down. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um yeah, that
So a lot of
that
history
one
went
guy,
into
he said,
this. Yep. Go ahead,
yeah,
Wendy.
yeah, a lot of history went into it. But what Sophia she didn't get curious about it until she met the young guy.
Yes. Max, there's something interesting about Max, and there's some things that
Yes.
you're here that when he speaks in their language, that Sophia kind of remembers the language, and it was,
German.
yeah. And she was like, "Oh
Yes.
my goodness!" So there was a lot of things that going around within Max and her, and it was really Max wanted to know the truth. To me, Max wanted to know the truth. He didn't care how far it took him because he knew something was
And
was
she
up.
she she went looking. Yes. And she did the research. She wanted to know more about this young man and
Yes.
herself. So when she went away to on Thanksgiving break with her roommate, she had the
Yes.
opportunity to go explore the library at Howard, I think it was Howard University, and find some information.
Uh-oh, Wendy, you broke up. Please come back. Yeah, so we had to find out more information. Oh, did I lose Wendy? Wendy, you coming back? Yes,
No,
you're
I'm
back
here.
now, Wendy. Yeah, yeah. So more information, which was dangerous for the both of
The
them.
volume went down
Uh-oh, can you hear me now?
barely.
Oh no.
Let me see.
Let's see. Hopefully you can hear me, Wendy.
So now I can hear you in my ear.
Okay, good, good. So the thing
Mhm.
is to it was dangerous for them both to look into those things, and then by her being fair skinned, she tried to remember she dyed her hair one time. She didn't want to show who
Yeah.
she really
Well,
is
she
with that
dyed
red
her hair
hair.
before she went to school. She
Exactly.
what she died. Yeah.
She kind of knew that it was dangerous for her to even reveal her ethnicity. And so I like the
Hmm.
way I give it a 5. I wish I can give it 10 or more, just the ratings of the book. But I like the
Yeah.
way Hasadiqua did some research. She talked about some of the stuff is
Hmm.
embellished and some of the stuff is real. But she always bring out
Hmm.
stories that's in our history that we don't talk about. And Wendy,
Hmm.
like as of before our eyes during the pandemic and all that, we've seen a lot of things unfold. We're in our 60s. It's like we come full
Hmm.
circle around what we've gone through with these racial at rest issues. And so to bring it up in the book at one time, like what was your reaction, Wendy? What did you feel like? What was the most thought provoking point in the book that you've seen in Lost Children, Keeper of Lost Children?
I liked how Ethel took charge.
Mm-hmm.
She said, there needs to be something done with these children. You remember when the part where the girl hair was so matted that they had to cut it off?
Mm.
You remember that?
I'm kind
So
of.
s- yeah, okay. So what happens? She started the ball rolling. She's like, okay, we have an issue over
Oh
here,
yes,
and
I do remember. Yes, I do
these kids
remember.
need to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So she did the first adoptee
Mm-hmm.
with the 2 children, and then it got
Yes.
on and on. So I love that part. And I also, without giving it away,
Mm-hmm.
even though Ozzy was young, a young adult,
Yes,
he wanted his responsibility
he did.
and
Yes,
wasn't
thank you
afforded
on
that,
that.
you know?
Yeah, he was.
So,
Yes, I love that.
yeah,
And so for
that's my
me,
take on it.
the
And I feel that it needs a part two. I want to
it
know
does.
what else
It
happened.
look, yeah. And
Yeah.
so with me, the most thought provoking was when the scene with Sophia the um in the locker room. That's when I wanted to throw
Oh,
my book. That's when I was angry. And that's what I was like, thank you,
yeah.
Sadiqa Dawson, for bringing that out. That and she
I,
talks about it that it was like a real issue, but they had to change it. It's an actual issue, but
mhm.
embellishing the parts. And so, Sadiqa, you did a good job on this.
That scene did make me mad. I didn't like that at all. Um, and then with that happened, what happened to her, I want to know what happened later on as she got older. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So, Sadiqa,
You
we
know,
thinking about a
so
part two.
that was
Maybe
a
that's
great book.
not. Maybe that's not. So we like that one. So that's our first book we're talking about, Keeper of Lost Children, and that is with Sadiqa Johnson. I may have said her name wrong. And so here brings our second book. We didn't try to group them up like this. We usually do a book at a time, but this one is, I think I say her name right, Marita. I hope I said that right.
Mhm.
Golden, the wide circumference of love. Now, this story, if you remember, we kind of put it on the back burner a little bit, even though we were finished. And
Mhm.
so in this book, you'll see a wife, which is Diane Tate. I had to write it
Mhm.
down. I didn't remember, just like remember, Wendy. But Diane Tate is the wife, and Gregory is
Mhm.
the husband. They have a son, Sean, and then a daughter, Lauren. So now
Mhm.
the big issue was Alzheimer's. They've been married for a while, and then he showed signs of Alzheimer's that Diane got a chance to see, like putting stuff in the refrigerator that does not belong there. And she
Mhm.
kind of see her beloved husband, who she knew for almost a lifetime. He's now not really deteriorating, but early signs of Alzheimer's. Then we see Sean, the son, who was just a prodigal son, and he didn't want to be like his father. He wanted his own way in life. Where you see Lauren is more like the son he never had. That's what Sean say, because she was doing the architect things and those things
Mhm.
that her Gregory drew, and he did a lot of architectural designing and stuff. He was very good at it. So Lauren,
Mhm.
his daughter, kind of embraced that. But I feel a little bit bad for Sean. Now he's coming around and he's being this good son, but then he see himself robbed of his father's relationship because of Alzheimer's. So we get to
Mhm.
see what it does to the family. What was your take on that?
Yeah, his son wanted to do his own thing. He didn't want to have anything to do with the company business. So he went away, did his own thing. He wanted to do construction, if I wasn't
Yes,
mistaken.
yes, yes,
Yeah. So when the father started getting really um forgetful or needed a care team around the clock, that's when he got a whiff of what his mom and sister were going through. So whenever you're a caregiver of someone that has that, you have to be on your P's and Q's. You
yes,
got to lock things up. You got to put things away. You got to put alarm on the door. You got to whatever, whatever. And Lord, if they get out the house, then you got
yes.
another thing. You got to go chase them. So it might be
Hmm.
a lot of times they like to do things in the wee hours of the morning at night,
Exactly,
you know.
exactly.
So I liked how they told the story of both of them. Whenever someone's sick in your family, it affects everyone in that family,
Hmm.
especially the caregiver that's doing it 24 hours. Now, she was a lawyer, right? And
Right,
she had a good job. He had a good job, and things turned around until she did not know who her husband was again. And
exactly.
remember, there was a scene where she just wanted to knock. Well, she she wanted to,
Yeah, But he was he was
yeah,
violent to her. He was fighting
he
her,
was
and so
violent.
she knew because of his illness that she say, "Okay, this
Hmm.
is because of Alzheimer." Well, was enough was enough, and she did not want him
Right.
to go into a home. She wanted him to stay home as much as she can, and the daughter helped her realize,
Hmm.
"Mom, we love him." And then they both
Yes.
kind of piggyback off each other that we love him enough, but we got to love him enough to get the care that he needs. And so I
And
do
they
like to
had that
see.
conversation. They
Yes,
remember they had that conversation. If he gets
yeah,
too overbearing, do what you must.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I like when
Yeah.
my most thought provoking part was when now he's in the hospital and he comes home for a visit and different things, and the sibling and the
Hmm.
mom, they all taking care of him, but the brother, because of he's hurting because of his lack of what he used to be, like a prodigal son.
Hmm.
He's now getting the relationship, but in a different way. His
Yeah.
father having Alzheimer's, so his sister Lauren is like, "Okay, you don't ever be around. You don't do anything. Here, I'm leaving. You take care of him, and
You
it's like
deal with it. You,
you deal with
yes.
him." But
Yes.
then when she comes
Yes.
back, the brother's like, "What's up? Daddy, he in there
Yeah.
sleep." She was hating for that
Yeah.
moment, like, we do all this and dad goes to sleep on you.
Yeah.
But Sean took advantage of that time to do some memorable things with him. And
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
how he kind of got his relationship sort of back during the time of his dad having Alzheimer's. So I like that. And I would give this one a 5 star for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about for you?
And then it was a 5 star. And then you have to talk about, you know, this went on for years. I want to say was it like a 5 years span
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot,
Something like that.
and Lauren went through a lot mentally, emotionally, physically. She longed for her husband's affection and
Yeah.
whatnot, and you know,
She gets
you'll
pregnant
see in
too.
the book.
She gets pregnant and she's
Yeah. Well, I was
the
talking about
dad.
the mother,
Yeah. Okay. The mother.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
the mother,
Mm-hmm.
but you remember
But
she
the
had. Yeah, I don't want to give the story away because that was a good thing when what happened between
uh-huh.
them, and she had to pick and choose. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, we're not gonna give that away. Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. And so, yeah,
So,
it's a very good story. It shows you how, like Wendy
oh,
said,
we got to tell him.
go
We got
ahead.
to tell him this.
Okay.
While he was in there, in the facility. What was her name?
Spoiler! I forgot
What
her
was it?
name, but I forgot her name.
He met another lady in the facility. So their mind come and go. You know,
I
at
want to
one
say her
time he
name is
remembered he
Will.
had a
I
wife,
want to
and
say her
then
name is Will. It could be Wilhelmina,
I,
but I want to say her name
it
is
was a
Will.
male's name. It
Mm-hmm.
was a male. Okay, we're gonna call her Will.
Mm-hmm.
And Will locked in on this beautiful, handsome man. And y'all got to read the book to see what happened.
Ooh, Wendy,
that
that's a
she
good drop for him. That's a
she
good drop.
she
But
took ownership
of
of
her
that
husband.
man.
Yeah, she said that was, yep. She took ownership of Diane Tate's husband. Like you say, Diane
And
Tate
then
is a
Diane,
lawyer.
her eyes went. She was jealous then.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That she tried to have some time with her husband and different things like that, but it didn't most likely happen that way. So these are the two good books. Wendy, you said
Hmm.
our next book, our book of the month, if you guys are looking. And again, thank you, Mindful Palestine. Thank you for being here. And those who coming in, do share, swipe, and share. Elizabeth, thank you all. I'm not too good on giving stickers or something. You all get a sticker today. I just don't know how to pop it to you guys. Thank you guys for being here. But this is our book of the month for August, The Silent Wife. I'm on chapter 10. When do you say you got the book, but you haven't started
I
yet?
got the audio, but since I'm here at the library, I'm gonna go see if they have it.
I hope they do have it. And so it's an, whoo-wee. Let's just say it's not the same, but it kind of gives me the mind. Let's just say that, in the church sector, when the pastor's wife dies and he gets a second wife, kind of gives me that feel that that second wife never be seen. Never. There's always memorable
Oh,
parts about the first wife did this, and we remember when she did
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
I think that's the reason why it's called Silent Wife. I don't know for sure, but she's definitely
Mm.
not getting her her shine. And that's the second wife, and she do have her son. So she brought a son into the marriage, and her mother-in-law don't like her. That's all I'm saying. She don't like her. She like the mother-in-law
It went
like the
out and came
ex-wife.
back.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law loathe the first wife. Let's just say that
Mm.
it's messy.
Yeah. Well, I look forward
Well,
to
that
reading
is
that one.
our talk today.
I'm gonna
Thank you,
start it
Wendy.
today. I'm gonna start it today.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad. And so, guys, I'm gonna go back so I can get those names. So I'm gonna go back and start back with you. But I'm on chapter 10. But I got the audio, which helps me out. So again, thank you guys for
Okay.
being in here. There was like 20 some people
Yay.
in and out. You got 2 likes. And so, guys, we'll be back again with this book. I don't know. Can you have more than one person on here? I probably have to do it to Zoom. You can only have one on the screen.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you. I really don't know.
I'm
You
gonna
know, I
do it
don't
on the Zoom.
be on here
I'll
like
do
that.
this one on the Zoom because I don't know how many people you can have here. Thank you guys for watching here. Wendy Arsen, I
Okay.
grabbed her and brought her out. Wendy, what you want to say to these lovely folks? I
Uh,
say thank you guys for watching. Do
oh,
share, like,
thank
and
y'all for
share.
being here, and we hope we inspire you to go read those books because they are really good. You're gonna be surprised.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, we're not giving away spoilers.
Oh, well, let us tell you this. This is the first time that I ever misplaced a book. And then Ellen, the same book, The Lost Children, Ellen went to Richmond and left hers on a cafeteria, in a cafeteria on a table. I was like, what's up with this book? Why can't we have it? And I still haven't found that book in the house yet.
Oh my goodness. And so I end up getting it on Kindle.
First
So,
time that ever happened.
and I will post these
But
two
we
book
got through
links
it.
on here. Yay! We're gonna put these two book
Wow.
links on here.
But
And so
y'all have a wonderful afternoon. And thank you, Ellen.
thank you, Wendy. I don't know if you know how to
Mhm.
X out, but I'm gonna go ahead and X out. Thank you guys for being here. Stay tuned for
Okay.
our shows. We do have shows. Again, I'm Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents and ESP Book Chats, where we bring page turners your way. Stay tuned for the 11th, August 11th. I will have a guest on, and it will be a live show here on YouTube. I'll be streaming from Zoom. You guys have an amazing evening. Thank you guys for being here. And sorry, I don't know how to give the stickers. Bye bye.